For our first exercise on the sewing machine, we're going to practice and see how the machine runs and see how it does its job. And we're going to do that by sewing with a sheet of paper. We're not going to put any thread on the sewing machine. This is a real simple exercise, and it's about you trusting the machine and letting it do what it's supposed to do. So, as we said before, every time you sew, you must lower your presser foot. It's got to be down, touching your fabric or your paper, and remember that bar is inside of here. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to sew a row of stitches, and we're going to check to make sure all the knobs are set where we want them to be, and that we're doing straight stitches, which says pattern number 2, straight rows. And we're going to make a row of stitches that have a knot at the beginning and a knot at the end. So this is how you do it. You're going to go forward just a little bit, a few stitches, and stop. And I'm stepping on the foot pedal to make this happen. You're going to press the reverse knob down, and while you're pressing it, you sew backwards. That makes a knot, just a tiny bit, a few stitches. Now we're going to go forward on the blue line. You're going to try to get it as straight as you can on the blue line. But before you get to the end of your paper, you're going to stop and go backwards again. And that makes the knot at the end of the line. So I'm going to turn my hand wheel and make sure I can see my take-up lever at the top. Lift up my presser foot and pull this out. Now let me see if I can put this against a dark surface so that you can see it a little bit better. What you're looking for is a set of nice evenly spaced dots. Your knots should kind of look like a little bit of a mess at the beginning and the end. So this is one good row of stitches. This is what I see a lot of people doing. They don't trust the machine. First of all, if you sew without putting your presser foot down, this is what happens. All right, it's just kind of a hot mess. You don't want to do that. You can put the presser foot down, and if you don't trust the sewing machine and you hang on to this paper really tight and you kind of try to force the issue, you're going to have some problems. Or if you're really in a hurry, I've seen people do this too. And they just yank the paper right on through. Well, what happens is you tear the paper. Okay, so you're tearing up the paper, your dots are not evenly spaced, those are not good rows. So to practice well on the paper, your teacher can really see if you trust the machine and let it sew. So the assignment for today will be to complete 5 nice looking straight rows on your paper, and you can mess up as many times as you want, just number the ones you want graded. Then you're going to change some knobs and you're going to sew some zigzag rows. You have lots of choices here of what kind of zigzag rows you can do. Let's just start with number 3. Remember, stay away from number 1. You're going to believe the machine doesn't work if you try to use that. So we're on number 3. It's a zigzag row. That means the needle goes from side to side. So we're going to go forward a little bit. We're going to hold this down and go backwards a little bit. And we're going to go down the line. Before we get to the end, we're going to stop and go backwards again. Make sure your take-up lever is at the top. Lift up. And look, your zigzag line looks different because you actually don't even hit the blue line. It goes on either side of it. So for this assignment, what you're going to do is you will do 5 straight rows and 5 zigzag rows that look really good. If you mess up on any, don't worry about it. That's why we're doing it on paper. You're going to put numbers next to the ones you want graded, and that's what your grade will be based on for this exercise. Our practice stitches on paper, sewing 5 straight rows and 5 zigzag rows.